Hey everyone, welcome to Lab Pro Experience, where we talk about entrepreneurial success from the Latino lens. Today, super grateful, super happy that I have a really great friend of mine, business partner, and quite frankly, family.
Primo.
Mr. Primo, es el primo. Mr. Mike Little. Mike Little, he's had an amazing entrepreneurial journey, over 25 years in business. He's built an amazing business and now is living the dream, living what he set out to do. The target that he set out to achieve, he achieved. It wasn't overnight, but he's here now and enjoying the fruits of your labor, man. Good to see you, man.
Oh, man, it's always a pleasure seeing you. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me in your humble abode in Florida.
My Florida office.
Wherever he is, he calls it an office. It could be a freaking 5-star hotel. That's my office.
That's it.
Yeah. But listen, man, today what I like to talk about is, sometimes we talk about is the juice worth the squeeze?
I hear you.
Is the juice worth the squeeze? And when it comes to entrepreneurship, entrepreneurial journeys and small business ownership and running and operating and scaling your business, sometimes we wonder if this is worth it. Sometimes we wonder if this is worth it. And again, just to remind ourselves is we have to be honest with where we are, okay? Be honest about where we are today and very clear about the place where we want to be in the future. Mm-hmm. So once we have that honesty and the clarity, then we need to figure out a way to go from where we are to where we want to be and select or create the business vehicle that's going to transport us from our current reality to our future potential. So, and for a lot of us, and with this context, we're talking about entrepreneurship and business ownership. That's the vehicle, the type of vehicle that we have selected to go from where we are to where we want to be. So, given that as background, talk to me about when you decided to become an entrepreneur and launch your business or build a business or bolt on to a business. What were you looking to do?
Well, first of all, I want to congratulate you on your success that you've had working with, entrepreneurs and how you're helping business getting off the ground and some of the older business there to get them, make sure they're on the right target. So appreciate it. And you're doing a fantastic job. Congratulations to your success as well.
Thank you.
Was on that. But, looking back over my experience, I was an employee and I was going about 90 miles an hour nowhere, and as an employee, I could see, working 40 years for somebody else and retiring on 40% of what I couldn't live on in the first place. So, I kept seeing business owners and even the owner of the business that I worked for, he was driving the nice cars and his kids were going to nicer schools. And I think, what is going on? And that was his name on the door when I went in. So I realized that, man, I'm building somebody else's dream. Okay, I'm not building my own. So I got looking into some personal development because I knew I had that much personal development. I'm going to have to change. If there's going to be a change, I'm going to have to change. I had 3 daughters out there and we were just, we had a savings account. Okay. And, we didn't have a savings account. I had a checking account.
Okay.
And what was in the month, that was my savings account, so to speak, And so,
if you had something at the end of the month.
Exactly. We always liked that 5 weeks in the month. You always had an extra check. But, basically that's where we were going for. We worked hard. Nancy and myself, we were hard workers. And, but it was just like everything else. We get $300 or $400 a head and transmission fall out of the car. The refrigerator go out, or you look at the kids and they got a tooth going through the roof and the doctor says that's going to be $5,000 for braces. So we were living the normal life, so to speak. So again, I knew if I was going to have to make a change, I would have to make a change. So I got looking, thinking, man, I need to own some sort of a business, but how can I do that? I don't have a lot of money. Okay. Then I found out it doesn't take a lot of money.
How'd you find that out though?
Well, through network marketing. I had some friends that were very successful in network marketing. And truthfully, they're driving around town in Corvettes and living in big homes. And this is back in the 60s, and I'm thinking, man, what are you doing, selling drugs or what? So that was my mindset. It had to change.
Well, we kind of...
and the timing.
Yeah. We need to kind of chop people down sometimes when they have success that we wish we had, right?
Right. I think, what is going on? So they were willing to sit down and talk to me. But one thing that they did teach me that I really grabbed hold of, I had to work on myself. Because my mindset as an employee, if I'm going to work an hour, I'm going to give you an hour's worth of my time. I want an hour's worth of pay.
Sure.
And in business, it doesn't work like that. They would tell me again that, owning a business, it's only about 2% mechanics. Okay, you really got to know. He said the other 98% is you. You've got to work on you.
Yeah.
And so I went into it deep, and as studying and trying to change myself and different attitudes and start hanging around people that were successful, because the people that I was hanging around years ago, they were in the same boat I was at.
Yeah.
And I think, man, if I want to, I got to get in a different boat. Okay, these guys know what's going on, and they were willing to train, and I was willing to be coachable.
Yeah, because you wanted something bigger, right? You knew what you could do working where you were working, and financially speaking, you knew where the top was for that, right?
Sure.
The potential was for that.
Sure, and they planted the seed.
Okay.
They planted the big seed for me, and that was it, that I could grow off of that seed. That, hey, you can change if you want to change.
Okay.
But that was the big thing they taught me. If you want to make a change, you got to make a change.
If you want to change, you got to change. So you working hard, you're making some money, but you're like, man, I'm just not getting further. I want to get further ahead than I've been able to do that. You start looking at building a business. You say, well, that's going to be expensive, or assumed, right? We assumed.
Yeah, that was the key.
That you get around a different group of people who are achieving success and say it doesn't have to be, but the real investment is in you. The real investment is you got to become different, a better you, different skills, different associations, mindset. And people talk about mindset a lot, but they don't understand what mindset is. It's the way you think.
Exactly.
It's the way you think about everything. And the way you learn is mindset. The way you act is mindset. So you get to that point and you see that it's not super expensive. Did your goals change?
Oh, yes. Yes. When I realized what I could do with six figures, because nobody in my family ever made six figures.
Okay.
I think you could, again, we're talking back in the 70s and stuff. I think you put them all together and wouldn't have six figures.
Yeah.
But what could happen to my family? The things I could do. I had daughters who were going to go to college.
How many daughters?
3. Okay.
That's 3 expensive.
3, and I want to get all 3 married off, and I can't say, here, Antonio, here's my daughter, my blessing, plus $100,000 student loan. Take care of everything for me, will you?
Please, take my wife, please.
So, what could happen, what we could do, what we could live, what we could drive, where we could go, the charities that we could now fund that I never thought I was a charity, I thought. And today, the things that we do is just, we still pinch ourselves thinking this is unreal, but we got a hold of the right service. We hung around the right people. We got into the right books and tapes, and back then cassettes.
These guys running a museum in here.
But we turned our car into a library. It was an education. It wasn't listening to rock and roll. Now I wanted to listen to Jim Rome. And about changing myself and how I could be a better person, that type of thing, and how to put a business together in the attitudes.
So think about that. I mean, you said that was in the 60s, 70s?
Yeah, 70s.
70s. So in the 70s, you were being exposed that, wow, this could be bigger. My goals could be bigger. I can, because you're investing in yourself, getting better, reading better books, being around different people who are closer to your target than you are, or they have achieved the target that you want to achieve. And then you make a commitment, you start listening to stuff in the car.
Sure.
Tapes or whatever. You know how much easier it is to do that today than the 70s?
It's it, And one thing that they taught me, though, because I had all these misconceptions. I thought to be successful, you had to have all this education.
Okay.
That's the ring I came out of. And they said, no, it doesn't take education. It takes determination.
Wow.
That was a big nugget that they gave me. If you're willing to change, you got determination, we'll coach you along the way. And that's what they did. And that's why we're here today.
Wow. That's big. That's a big lesson.
Sure.
And I think the sooner you learn the big lessons, the better we are, right? Because you have longer time to enjoy having done the right things for the right reasons.
Sure. And they said, learn off of my mistakes. That was the thing they used to tell me. You're going to create enough of your own, but learn off of my mistakes, things, And so they were very coachable. And one thing I found out, a lot of successful people that I've been fortunate enough to meet, they were givers.
They're givers.
They're givers,
Did they become successful because they were givers, or they became givers after becoming successful?
Knowing them today, I think they were givers all their life, but they were
That's
more
my
of a giver.
theory.
Yeah, it wasn't because I got all this money, I'd be a giver. No, they had the right spirit,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. They just were on the wrong vehicle, so to speak.
Yeah.
And once they got on that wrong vehicle, they could start doing the things. I have friends today that's got huge foundations, that just because of their work ethics, they were able to create the income. It allows them. It's not the money, just like we were talking before. A lot of people, money's evil. Money's evil. Money's not evil, because you can take that money, you can do so much good with it. It's tough to give when you don't have, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And that's something that I want to kind of dive in a little bit, the topic of money, because I enjoy talking about money because I understand money is a tool. And just like a hammer is not good or bad. If you're building a house, a hammer is good because it helps you build that house. If you're causing harm with that hammer, then the hammer doesn't become bad because somebody used it to cause harm.
Sure.
The same thing goes with money. And we live in an economic planet. Sure. Everything we want requires money. Well, you can't buy love. Okay, but if you're going to be happier if you have some money to go along with that love. And money buys you options. It gives you options, alternatives. It gives you different opportunities, different experiences, and different lifestyle. And so let's talk about that. Let's talk about, you got to get better. And here's the target. And if you define your target to get there, it requires money. So the one metric is, can I do this in a financially opportunistic way? Meaning that if I go down this path with this right vehicle, is it going to be worth it financially?
Sure. If you have a lot of people get involved in business, they don't have a game plan. They don't know what to do. But if you have the right game plan, just like we were talking earlier, that building my business, 99% of the income I put in came from the business that we create. I would market different things and I would put that right back in the business. I never quit my job in the beginning because I needed that to support my family.
Sure.
This was just something I could do. People say, well, I don't have any extra time. Well, how big is your goal? What do you want? Are you in love with that job? You'll find time. If you just get up an hour earlier every day, you got 6-7 hours a week extra. So it just depends how bad you want it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't take, if you're a right vehicle and you got the right game plan, you sit down with someone that can put that game plan together, step A, step B, step C, that is not a financial burden.
Yeah. And I think that, when we talked about knowing where you want to be, I think that part of the exercise that a lot of people don't do is how much money it's going to take to get there. Or let's say I'm living in a 3-bedroom home today. I'm blessed enough to have a 3-bedroom home. And one of my targets is I want to be in a 5-bedroom home because I want to have extra space. I want to have a game room. I want to have family over, whatever your reason may be. That's okay. That's a clear target. But how much money is that going to take? A lot of times we don't talk about that.
Bottom line.
So, okay, that's what I want, is a worthy goal. I'm excited about it. Let's do the math. That's going to take this many dollars. Okay, how do I make sure that I have a surplus of money that takes care of that?
Sure.
Sure.
And you got to look at too, that you got that same amount of income. We're not cutting that income. It's okay. I'm building here. So, okay, I'm making an extra $2,000 a month. Okay, what can that do? What would an extra $2,000 a month on top of what you already have, what type of pressure would that relieve? And Tony, we had a goal years ago. We had it hanging around the house, GOOD.
Okay.
I'd have it on the refrigerator and I'd have it in the bathroom, because usually, when you get up in the morning, there's 2 places you go, right?
Yeah.
And the good stood for get out of debt. That was our goal. We had friends come over to the house. What's good? What's good? They didn't understand, but Nancy and myself understood. Okay, that was a big thing, that we could relieve this financial pressure. Because once you get that off your back, that financial pressure, you can be the person you really want to be.
Yeah.
Okay, when I'm, under the 8 ball or behind the 8 ball, so to speak, I used to do 8-ball seminars. You're behind the 8-ball, you're in front of the 8-ball, or you're on top of the 8-ball. You always want to be in front. How would that relieve the pressure? Okay.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. So initial target, I want to lift at a different level. You were making 5 figures. You wanted to go to 6 figures, and you visualize what that looked like. That would mean to your family. And then you say, wow, I got 3 daughters that I want to help get through school. And I don't want money to be in the way of that.
Sure.
And then you said, I'm sure there are others because you have family, big family person. And I really appreciate that about you. And you say, okay, eventually, and that's not a really good date, but I want to be able to go to Florida and spend some time in Florida without having to rush back to Indiana. So what do you remember when you made that a target?
Yes, I do. It was in the beginning. Because I would go out and visualize, I wanted 6 figures. Okay. Not only a 6-figure up front, I want 6-figure residual income. So these are things, but that was long term.
Yeah.
But the beginning, I had to have short terms. Okay. I wanted to bite off what I could believe.
Okay.
Coming to Florida 2-3 months at a time, living in, gated communities and stuff. Long term, truthfully, maybe. Okay. But I could believe that extra 2,000. When I got that 2,000, man, I could turn this into 4,000 on a part-time base. Okay. Then 4,000, I could turn this thing into 8. 8, I could turn it into 16. 16, I could turn it into 20, 25 a month. Okay. It becomes believable once you achieve it.
I see.
And it was just too much, if that makes sense. Yes. They said, okay, what do you really want to do? Okay. I didn't want a Rolex. I wanted a Timex, that type of thing. I didn't want a helicopter. I wanted a nice car with 4 matching tires. So that type that had tread on them, so people say, you don't know where I'm at, Mike. You don't know where I've been. Okay. Like I said, I know what it's like. Years ago, since we're being, what's the new word? Transparent.
Yeah. That means you're not lying to people.
We didn't have to pay online, that type of thing. I'd send my water bill to the electric bill, my electric bill to the water bill. And that's it. They call up, you sent your electric? It's the water company. No, I did. Water bill, electric. No, he gave me another week. I can pay the bills.
Yeah. I mean, it's real.
Yeah,
it's real.
That's life that we came from. And it's just, but we took the idea and ran with it, became the student of business. And like I said, we had a good lifestyle. I make fun of it today. I made wrong moves, wrong decisions because I wasn't being coached. I was trying to do it all myself.
That's a big one.
Yeah. They say a wise man learns from his mistake, but they say a wiser man learns from other people's mistakes. So,
100%.
I got that coaching and training and the right products that we were marketing and service and learning about generational wealth and residual income. And, I want to sell something that I could get paid for life. Not only my life, the life of the membership type thing. Yeah. So we were searching. Okay. We were searching. And I remember having breakfast with Jim Rohn, and wanting a nugget, Jim, how do you recruit? Jim, no, it's Mr. Rohn.
Mr. Rohn.
I wish we were that close.
Did he look at you cross out like, Jim?
Excuse me? No, but I was actually sitting at the table. There was 6 of us in that, and he used to ask, as a thing that he said, I'll give you something, but you got to pass it out. You can't keep anything that Mr. Rohn gave you. And I said, well, how did you recruit type thing? He would talk to a person and he'd ask him basically, how's life going? And he'd get a conversation started. And he'd ask you, mind if I ask you probably the most important question in your life? And people say, what? And I'm writing this down. This is Mr. Rohn now. Everybody knows who Jim Rohn is. Okay. And he said, yeah, go ahead. If you found the opportunity that gives you and your family everything they want and need. No. He said, how many hours a week do you spend looking for that? And he said, let me tell you something. And he said, if you start looking for that opportunity, make sure I'm the first one you call. Because if I show you what I have, you may never have to look again. And I said, well, wow. Mr. Rohn, do you follow up? He said, you don't have to follow up. Curiosity is going to have him call you. Here's my card. Now, that came from the late, great Jim Rohn. So
That's
I gave it away,
crazy.
Mr. Rome.
That's right. You fulfilled
That
your
was
promise.
strong. Think about it. You
Yeah.
know, but
That's
so these are
amazing.
mentors that I've had along the way, and as we've grown, it's amazing. You're from Cincinnati, and you know where Lunken Airport is. You know, I'm sitting at Lunken Airport at a place called Millionaire, okay, and waiting on them to come pick me up. Here they come in their own private jet. This is a guy that high school education, Western Hills High School. That was it. I keep telling my wife Nancy, you know, we got married in high school, or as a high school sweetheart, we got married out of high school. If she'd have done better, I'd have got a scholarship. But I was copying her homework, you know. So, but here they come, and you think you got to pitch yourself. We've been so blessed, and I want you to understand this. We're very humble about this. Okay, I'm telling you what happened to me and what could happen to anybody if they buckle up, they become the student of business, get the right mentors like yourself, and life can change.
Yeah, when you have the real targets and clearly defined targets, and you know that's exciting for you, that has the potential to change your life, has the potential to change your family, not only current generation but future generations, then you're excited to do the work.
Sure it is.
And then you can bump through all the go through all the bumps on the road and do what you have to do, because it's going to take time, it's going to take energy, it's going to take resources, it's going to take some things that you don't want to do, but you're doing for a short period of time, because like you always tell me, it's worth it.
Yeah,
you keep telling me it's worth it. If I call you and I start complaining about something, you say, but it's worth it. You know, so it's a constant reminder that you don't buy my excuse, but you tell me this is worth it. And so, yeah, I mean,
just got to go through it. But like I said, the coaching that we had, the training we had in the beginning, they prepared me for the future. They knew it was all lights weren't going to be green.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking for most people do when they start a business, they want all lights green.
Because my idea is so great.
That's
and
it.
Everybody wants what I have.
That's it. Then you find out everybody has what you have. So
or they don't think it's so great.
You're not in front of the opportunity, you're behind the opportunity. Yeah. So there's so many factors. That's why you need a good coach and someone like yourself, and sit down and check the boxes. You know, make sure, you know, you have a great service, but is the compensation any good? You have a great compensation, but the product's no good.
Right.
You got to match on it. So much that we've learned over the last, 30 years of putting this thing together. And I found out it's not hard, okay, but it is, you have to be consistent with what you're doing. But when you're excited about getting up in the morning and working on you, instead of working on somebody else's goals, you're working on yours. And today, I mean, we're here. We've been down here now almost 2 months right now. My kids have been down here. I love it. You know, they look forward to coming. They come down here. They wear the numbers off the credit cards. You know, they like the parks and they like to go out and eat and stuff like that. And just this weekend, I have my oldest daughter's coming in with my granddaughter and my 2 great-grandkids. Again.
Yeah.
They're coming back. Then they're leaving out. Then I have one of my business partners, Eric and Dorothy Smooth's, coming in for a week. And we're going to do some training and stuff and running around the beach, work on my tan, type thing. And I've had another, Eddie Swain and his wife came down, another business partner, and we spent 3 or 4 days, getting everything prepared for this year that we want to do. Make sure they're on target. Like I said, today I do a lot of coaching training. This is what works. You want to try it, but I tried it didn't work, you know. So make sure that there's steps that they're going to take, or we're going to give them, the right steps, so to speak. So they have organizations and stuff like that. So that's what we work with today, and just enjoying life,
Well, to do that, it takes money. To do that, it takes investment in yourself and your business. So the business pays this at the time that you need it, and you don't have to worry about, oh my God, I would love to have my daughters here, but it's going to be tight.
Yes.
Or I'm going to be worried every time that, we want to go as a family to one of the attractions. You don't have to worry about that today.
Nope. And years ago, I couldn't do that. It started in the beginning. I had to build towards it. These were the goals that were coming. It became believable that I wanted the kids to come in, okay, and enjoy this type. They plan on this now, coming down here with us. And it's just we're humble with it, but, they're coming in and they want to see their papa, my great-grandkids, So I want to spoil him.
Sure.
But years ago when we started, like I said, I didn't have the money.
Yeah.
Okay. We were building towards that. Just like I felt like I was chasing the checks. You know, when you start your business, you're doing that type of thing. But as a residual service that we market, I don't chase checks anymore. The checks chase me. Okay, because the block of business that we've created over the last 28 years still pays income.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not running the race like I did. I did in the beginning. Now, believe it or not, I just turned 72.
Whew.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Come on, don't lie to me.
I tell people I'm 82, and they say, you look great for 82. 72, I'm sorry.
I would have said 78, right? And they try to do you a favor.
Right. But seriously, in the goals that we wrote, like I said years ago, this was one, but it's a long term. Now, these goals that we have are long term are no longer long term.
They're now.
They're now goals.
Yeah.
Now what you got to do, you've got to create new goals. What do you want to do? Our goals now is going back into the organization and helping the people that want the help. Because I'm the type of guy, I don't like putting a square peg in a round hole. The ones that want the help, get them to where they want, that they want to go, their dreams, their goals. And we've had it, to see some of the people achieve their goals and the weddings that they're giving for their daughters and stuff like that. We had just a little part of that. It's powerful.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
Yeah. So you hit a lot of the things that I wanted to talk to you about. Number one, money is important. You can't just negate the fact that money is important. We live in an economic planet, right? I think sometimes we get hung up on, well, my passion is X. Well, if that passion doesn't get you to your goal financially, maybe you should save that passion to the time that you can afford the passion, right? And that's part of the sacrifice that we all need to make to achieve our long-term goals. So that's one thing. The other thing is that you say, hey, this goal that what you're living today, the lifestyle you're living today, as an example, spending 2.5, 3 months in Florida in a beautiful facility, beautiful house with your own private pool, bring in the kids whenever they want to, bring in business partners whenever they want to, well, whenever you want to, and enjoying that with that financial pressure. That was the goal, that was the dream, and you're living that now. Now, what I learned through this conversation is you knew that that's what you wanted, some version of that in the beginning, but you didn't let the fact that it was so big, you didn't let the size of that goal distract you. And you said, okay, that's step 18. I'm in step 1. What do I do to go to step 2? And what does it take to go to step 4? And maybe you skip 1 or 2 steps when you become more confident, but then you take it 1 step at a time. So maybe it's like you said, maybe my next goal is to bring in an extra $400 or $500 a month. I've done that. I build my confidence. You believe. You're more confident. You're getting better along the way, right? Because you're reading the right books, you're learning the right skills, you're doing the right activity. And then you say, well, my next goal, that's the goal over there. Still, the lifestyle. And these are really not goals. These are targets. The next target is, I already know how to do 500 and I feel good about it. I can repeat that. My next target is 1,000 or 800, and then you work towards that and you achieve that, and that builds your confidence again, some more.
Sure.
And you learn some skills along the way. And then you say, well, I was able to go from 0 to 500, from 500 to 800. I'm going to go bold and go 1,500. And you go along the way. And the more you do that, I guess your confidence builds, right?
Sure.
And when you have confidence, you move faster, right?
It's the belief.
And then you can move faster, you can achieve faster, and you can do more faster. And you can, other people around you say, wow, look at my go. I want to be on that track.
Then when you talk to people that you can actually talk with authority, so to speak, that it's nice when we sit down with a new person and we can tell them our story.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not proud of it, but it's my story.
Sure.
Okay. Years ago, like we were talking about the checking account with my savings account. Now I have financial advisors call me. Say, Mike, you got to take some money out of this account. You're at this such age. I said, I don't need it.
Mhm.
As it's for the kids, but we got to do this. A financial advisor, my financial advisor was a debt collector calling.
I suggest you pay me today.
Yeah, we'll pay for this type thing. But no, just to be able to take a new person, okay? And there's a book out there that the company had actually put out about different success people in there, and that they have a page on Nancy and myself. It's from rags to riches,
That's awesome.
so to speak. And I look back, I didn't like the title, but it's true.
Yeah.
Today that we are living what we call the dream. Might not be somebody else's dream.
But it's yours.
Yeah.
That's all you care about.
But one thing that the belief that I had people helping me, had enough belief for them and myself. Like I was telling you at Lunkin Airport, when you see them come in on a Learjet to pick you up, and I said, wait a minute, they're not renting a jet, they own the jet. I said, this is who's mentoring me? Your belief level goes up a little bit.
Yeah.
And they tell you, said they just bought this jet off of Bill Cosby's wife.
Mhm.
She owned the jet. And I'm like, my gosh. And you get in there and just listen to their story. And their stories are similar. They started out, they didn't have the gold spoon in their mouth.
Right.
They didn't come from wealth. They came from hard work. Okay. And they grinded it out all the way.
Mhm.
But they were excited about the grind. Okay. The squeeze is worth it, whatever they had to go through, they were going through because they kept that. They made that decision. This is what they wanted to do. They disciplined that decision. They discipline on a daily basis. That's it in a nutshell. And you look at your goal on a daily basis. Does that still excite you?
Yeah.
You're excited about, doing what you want to do? Are you excited about getting out of debt? Are you excited about starting a foundation or maybe helping somebody? Maybe it's the money you make, you want to donate it all to the church.
Yeah.
Whatever. Life is about options when you have money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's not the money like we talked about. I want to repeat that again. It's what you can do with it.
Yeah.
It's what you can do with it. It's hard to do something that you want to do and you don't have the money to do it to help it.
For sure.
Even feed somebody, it takes some money.
It takes money for anything. Everything takes money. And some people say to me, well, Antonio, I don't know, money, I see all these big, celebrities or these wealthy people, and they come and say, well, I'm not doing it for the money. It's not about the money. Yeah. They tell you that after they got the money.
Yeah.
So let's be clear. And I've never been in a room where I'm the only non-millionaire, not yet anyway. I've been in rooms with lots of millionaires, but there's other regular people as well, including myself. But I bet you, if I'm a fly on the wall and in a room full of millionaires or billionaires, they're talking to each other like, this money thing is real, man. It doesn't feel good? You feel good, right? I'm loving this $5,000 bottle of wine, So it is important.
It is. And I think that the big thing is when you're secure.
Yeah.
You're secure. And like I said, I want to make sure we've been very blessed with this business. Okay. My belief is from God. He blessed us on the whole deal. But it's the security, the peace of mind that you have, not only for yourself, it's for your family. Mm-hmm. When you lay your head down on bed of night, knowing up tomorrow if the furnace go out, it's just a stroke of a check.
Yeah.
To get it. Yeah, you're going to fuss and cuss, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But that's life. You can deal with life. There's so much other stuff you have to deal with in life. Finances is only just a part of it. So let's get that off the table. Get out there, start something that's going to generate income wealth. It's going to generate generational wealth, not only for you, for your family.
Yeah, today money and tomorrow money, right?
There it is.
Today money and tomorrow. So listen, Mike, I don't want to take any more of your time. You have been so generous with your time and your wisdom, and I appreciate you so much as family, as a business partner, as the people that I look up to. You and Nancy both. We love you to death. And listen, I hope you got some value out of this today, out of this episode of Lat Pro Experience, where we talk about entrepreneurial success through the Latino lens. Today's topic was about the importance of money and the reality that we live in a financial planet. And whatever your target is, make sure that there's a dollar figure attached to that target, because that's going to help you not only stay engaged, but also achieve the goals that you want to achieve, do the things you want to do, not only for you, for the people that you care about. So I hope to see you next time. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you soon.